The wine we're tasting today is Clover Hill Vintage Brut 2016 from Tasmania. This comes from the Clover Hills own vineyards, which are in the Pipers River region in northern Tasmania. Obviously a well-known region and very well known in Tasmania for its sparkling wine production. Great table wine region as well, but particularly famous for fizz. Clover Hill, of course, is owned by the same ownership as Taltani, that famous winery in Western Victoria. They do great things in Tassie. They've got a terrific cellar door. Go and visit if you're ever in the region. This is their regular vintage brut. They do a lot of non-vintage wines as well, a big range of sparkling wines in fact. This is, I guess, their sort of cheerleader wine, their flagship wine. They do produce late disgorge wines as well, which are, I guess, more expensive and more rare and more exclusive. But this is the wine which I guess they put a lot of their effort into. It's a Pinot Noir Chardonnay Pinot Meunier blend, so the three classic grapes of French Champagne. And it says on the back label it's matured on the lees for a minimum of 3 years, but this wine is now 6 years old, so it's probably had a bit more than 3 years, a deal more than 3 years, and probably also some time on the cork after disgorgement, which is also a positive thing for the character development of sparkling wine. And I noticed that they're using a Diam cork, which guarantees, at least the manufacturer guarantees, that it won't have any cork taint, so you can be very secure with those wines. So let's taste this Clover Hill Vintage Brut 2016. It's got a lovely light yellow colour, nice and limpid and clear and bright and not too dark. The right sort of colour for a wine of its age, and the bubbles are very fine and very lazily rising to the surface from the bottom of the glass. Very good. And when you pour it, it's died down now, but there's a nice cordon of fine bubbles that sit on the surface, which is also rather nice to watch. When I put it up to my nose, wow, that has got a powerful bouquet. Really strong on the secondary characters, so toasted bread, croissant, brioche, that sort of thing. Very much an emphasis on the toast. Bready characters can be lightly toasted or heavily toasted. This is a really strongly toasted character on this wine. Very complex indeed. There's also a straw sort of character there, which I think is typical of Tasmanian sparkling wines. Let's have a taste. The flavour is really quite mouth-filling. That is a rich wine. It's built richness and body and volume of flavour with its age, 6 years of age. Really good acidity really is I think a feature of this wine. The acidity keeps the wine in a line from the beginning of your palate to the back. Great finesse, great tightness of structure, but generosity at the same time. And the acidity is cleansing on the finish. It really leaves you with a clean and appetizing, and it's a moorishness. It makes you want another sip, which is what sparkling wine should do, of course. It's quite dry. There is obviously some liqueur in there, some sweetening, which just about all sparkling wine will have, but it's really not obvious at all. The wine is clean and dry and refreshing on the finish. A very, very good wine. The aftertaste rolls on, and those toasty, bready characters are more allied with fruit characters on the palate than they are on the nose. So there's lemon, there's preserved lemon, there is floral aromatics that fill the mouth after the wine's gone. It's just a beautiful wine. Really, really smart. How did we score this wine? We gave it 93 points out of 100, which is a silver ribbon, and it's really ready to drink now. I think that if you drink it now and for the next 2 or 3 years, that's the best time to have it. What did we say to have it with in the way of food? We've said kingfish ceviche. So I think that would be the ideal partner. Cheers to that.